Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So today I've found a very interesting video that we could talk about. I know I'm a bit late to it, the video's over a year old, and many people have reacted to it before. But I just wanted to take a look at this.
My balls! I don't want my balls sticking to my leg!
That's genuinely how they introduce the video. This video is about manspreading, if you couldn't already tell, which is basically men like taking as much room up as possible. But this woman thinks that men manspread because they don't want their balls sticking to their legs. I mean, it's not the nicest feeling, but we don't want to proper close our legs because we've got stuff down there to squash. You know, we want children. We want fully functioning testicles. It would be ideal. Right, so you're telling me they're trying to show that manspreading's a problem, which it is, because obviously people taking up loads of room, but the same thing happens with other people. Like I've seen women on public transport with like their bags on the seat next to them. That it's just as bad. You're trying to tell me that this is a problem by manspreading yourself. That's like me getting robbed and then going up to the robber and be like, "Oi, that's wrong, I'm gonna rob you."
Manspreading is when a man spreads his physical body to take up as much space as humanly possible.
The people around you are relegated to a very small portion, but the key to manspreading is...
I'm gonna stop you there. This guy on the right that's manspreading has got one leg completely out of the way, like it's going into the aisle, and then his other leg isn't even that far away, like he's been respectful to the person next to him, like he's giving them as much room as possible. I don't get how you can try and say that this guy is doing something wrong.
Not noticing.
We grow up on two different tracks. People who manspread just...
And then this guy, he's not even taking up that much room. He's not even gone over the line to the other seat.
are socialized not to worry about it.
And this guy's on a single seat. There's no one next to him to even complain at him manspreading.
So many vivid memories as a child of my mum telling me to close my legs.
In all honesty, she's probably trying to tell you something.
With gender, we're constantly working towards trying to get to this middle.
This week of manspreading is definitely going to make me feel anxious. As much as a super strong feminist, I want to say it won't.
I kind of secretly hope to annoy some men.
So you're annoyed at something, you're then going to do the exact same thing and try and annoy other people. It makes sense.
That's my first train trip as a manspreader. I just feel like a monster already. How can you do this every day without being conscious of it?
No, I'm sorry. Who sits like that?
I just manspread on the bus for maybe a 5-minute ride for the first time, and it wasn't even half full, and I was already getting glared at, so I think this is going to be a kind of long week.
Can we get her a gold star?
It's day 2 of manspreading and I forgot that I had to do this.
I think whenever a woman takes up space, she's considered bossy, she's considered aggressive.
You're opening your leg, are you trying to start a fight?
I just got my nails done, and I manspread during my entire manicure, and nobody really seemed to notice.
This social experiment seems to be going really well.
I'm not sure if it was because it was all women and we were just all kind of in our own world or what, but it was kind of awesome.
I'm halfway through the week and really not enjoying this experiment at all. I'm still giving my seat up to people who need it because of course I am.
I'm pretty sure you're not the only person that would do that. Like, men and women would both do that. Unless you're just an arsehole. I haven't been on that many trains or buses, like public transport. Only really like school buses and the train to Sheffield on occasion. But if I saw a pregnant woman or an elderly person that was standing up, of course I'd offer them my seat.
What is it between their legs that's so important?
That thing that helped to create you.
That it requires 2 to 3 seats when there are kids, families, women and elderly people standing up.
Well, you know, when your penis is as big as mine, it requires 2 to 3 seats.
I saw a guy who was taking up 2 seats. When I sat down, I spread my legs out, which kind of pushed his leg into his own seat, and he turned to me and gave me a dirty look and said, "Seriously?"
Like, no one's physically moving you.
Women are expected to be quiet, small and almost invisible, whereas men can be these boisterous slobs and it's all good.
They're all same up, man. But I'm sorry, they've used another stupid video. It looks like he's a homeless guy and he's just going for a nap. Like, wake him up if he's that much of a problem.
Today, instead of feeling the confidence that I've kind of been feeling the rest of the week, I started to feel a little guilty. While I was sitting there taking up 2 seats, a guy came up to sit next to me, and instead of moving over like I normally would, I kind of just had to sit there with my legs out, and instead of saying something to me, he just sat on the edge of the seat the entire time.
So I've come across another person, quote unquote, manspreading, but wait, they identify as female.
Bloody hell, that's amazing, that.
Women can take up space as well?
Yes, and so can anyone.
Even though I'm a confident person, I tend to make myself small even when the situation doesn't call for it. And I kind of felt uncomfortable manspreading even though there was no one around me.
I've not enjoyed this week at all. The very first day where a group of people came on, they were going to a game and they were all desperate for a seat, and I was taking up 3 seats.
It's a video on manspreading, not being an arsehole.
And they started talking about personal space. All their eyes were just on me, and they were mostly women. So if it was a group of dudes, I would have been like, yeah.
I thought that manspreading would kind of give me this air of disregard because I thought that I worried too much about what people think, and I've realized that I worried just enough.
I don't think it's physically possible to manspread if there's bars between each seat. Like, you physically cannot take up more than 1 seat because you've been restricted by metal bars.
You should be concerned with whether or not the people around you are comfortable, because that means you're a good community member.
My favorite part of this exercise was easily when I got to sit next to men who were taking up way too much space and just forcefully work my way into the seat and without words say, hey, I deserve to sit here.
Anyone deserves to sit wherever they can get. Like, men do sit next to men, so they're both manspreading together.
To be forced to manspread really showed me how up your own ass you have to be as a person to not be conscious of those around you.
Again, this woman thinks that manspreading is literally laying across a row of seats. Like, your hat's crap.
To the man that's taking up too much space on a bus, on the plane, on the bench, we see you. You don't need that much room. To the young women out there, I say you should definitely be aware of your surroundings. If there's something that you want, if there's something you want to say, if there's a position that you want to hold, take up that space. You deserve that space.
Like, yeah, I agree, you do deserve space. But if a woman's sitting on a seat and the seat next to her is free, there is literally nothing stopping her spreading out and getting more space. Anyway, I'm going to end the video there, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, because why not? I'll see you guys later.